NextWaveDV presents NAB 2013. Made possible by Redrock Micro, introducing the one-man crew. Zeiss, we make it visible. Kessler Crane, innovative tools for filmmakers.
We're here at the Redrock booth checking out some new stuff with Brian. Now Brian, GoPros are great, but their plastic housings are not conducive for some serious production work. You guys have created a really great solution for people that want to use a GoPro, especially the new GoPro Hero3, which is really turning into be a great little production camera for anything that you could possibly cram it into.
I'm pretty sure you left me nothing to talk about, but yes, we've just introduced the Cobalt Cage. We've actually got the Cobalt Cage for Hero3. We have the Cobalt Cage for Hero2 and the original Hero camera. But you're absolutely right. Basically, anybody who wants to take these cameras and use them in a production environment, you want to put them in a cage. So we've designed it for specifically that purpose. Here's an example where we've got the GoPro 3. It can take the housing, attach it directly in. You see we've got actually mounting points on all 4 sides. Really a lot of them in case you want to mount them, not only in terms of a rigging scenario. We have a great example of this right here. It's very solid 3-point rigging. We've had a lot of people showing up and saying, this is exactly what I've been trying to use this for. But also you can attach accessories to it, like a light, a microphone, other types of things. So it actually kind of serves multiple purposes. What's unique about the Cobalt Cage is that you can use it either with the housing, or if you don't want to use the housing, you can actually mount it nude. The reason you would do this is if you have scratched the cage up for some reason, or sometimes people complain that it's either hard to access or it sometimes fogs up during use. So either way, you know, if you need the extra protection and you need some waterproofing, it's great to use it this way. Otherwise, you can use it nude. We priced this at $99. Wow. So it's a fantastic cage. You can tell it's machined from a single block of aluminum. Absolutely solid, a fantastic buy. And again, anytime you wanted to use GoPros for production, you want to put them in one of these.
Well, you made it a price that anyone, if you got a GoPro, you pretty much are going to want to get one of these.
Yeah, we think so. And again, I mean, GoPro has a certain kind of price point associated with it, and we really wanted to make sure that people who needed a cage could afford it.
All right, Brian, you got a great new tool for those that do interview, which is like 90% of a lot of video production out there. Everybody wants to make it look better. They want to add production value, but you know, sometimes you just don't have the budget to throw at something. So how can people, video production companies, small-time video producers, be able to add a whole new level of production value without adding too much into their budget?
Sure. So, Tony, it's a great question. We introduced the one-man crew to solve exactly that problem. And the idea we had was, as you described, it's a one-person or two-person crew. They're trying to, you know, up their game, enhance their production value, but adding additional crew is not always a great option for them. So, kind of, how do they go about doing this without adding a second or third person, or, you know, hiring out additional crew members? So we came up with this idea called the one-man crew, and it's designed to solve exactly that problem. How do you increase production value without adding people, which means that you can't have additional people operating the camera? So with that in mind, this is the actual box itself. It's about 10 pounds. It's very lightweight. It's got a built-in handle in the back here. First thing is it's very fast and easy to set up. So again, you can lift it up on a tripod, a tabletop. Once it's there, we have this great feature that allows you to press the button, and you see here there's a laser. And what it allows me to do is actually, as I move out, I know you're going to block the second laser. When the lasers come together, that's where we actually put the person. A little bit further back. There we go, right there. So this tells me this is the distance that I want to be shooting at in order to make this work. So if you want to come back over here, when I turn this off now, when I press the start button, you can see here on the monitor, this is really the proof is in the pudding. So Drew is our subject, and he is in focus, and he has remained stationary and anchored in the frame, but we get this wonderful movement, this dollying move that moves the background behind us. And again, the important thing here, as you'll notice, is no one is actually operating this. So if I'm a one-person crew, I'm doing the documentary or the corporate interview, or even doing product or tabletop, I can sit here, work with my subject, not worry about what the camera is doing. Second thing is, if I have a two-person operation, maybe someone else is doing the A camera and actually zooming and kind of getting the master shot, we can set this up as the B camera and actually, again, have a nice close-up or a master shot that's moving back and forth, and we don't have to have someone who's actually involved in shooting this. So it's a combination of completely fast and accurate setup. It's a non-technical type of thing. The control panel allows you to adjust the speed and adjust the direction. You can set limits to make it shorter. It's all very simple and very straightforward. And once we get set up, probably in about under a minute, it doesn't require anybody to actually operate it.
So now, Brian, there's a lot of motorized sliders out there. What makes this unique? Is this just a regular slider that you can purchase from anywhere?
It's a great question. So we don't call it a slider. And if you want to do kind of traditional manual slider work, if you want to do time lapse, go out. There's a ton of great companies that actually provide this. What makes this unique is it's called a parabolic slider. So there's actually a curve to the track, and as we set it up when we show, what it allows you to do is actually leave it in unintended operation, and again, it's going to keep this person sharp and focused and centered in the frame without anybody involvement. This is the only type of device that actually does this. So you can't actually do it with these other ones. They'll all require either programming or some amount of actual involvement.
So you're allowing people to shoot at a very fast aperture. You could be shooting an f1.2 as long as the subject's not moving in and out of their mark. You could keep them in focus, which is very difficult to do manually. Even on a stationary slider, a linear slider, you're going to have to pan, and you're also going to have to pull focus at some level. This allows you to be able to do none of that. You can just let the camera be.
Right, so again, the value behind this is unattended operation, but you're still getting this beautiful, shallow depth of field. We want to be able to shoot at large apertures to throw the background out of focus. We want to be able to have, a really nice camera movement, just don't have anybody actually having to do it. And it's exactly what its purpose is.
Now, you've also talked about the speed of operation, to be able to just throw it on sticks, be able to put the camera on there very quickly, set your mark exactly where they need to be, and the motor's built in. There's nothing to attach on there. You can just push the button and it starts moving. So this looks like a really great package for people for that specific market. You don't want to obviously be looking for something that it's not going to do. It'll work for this. You could maybe do some product shots or something like that, but its primary use is interviews, correct?
Yeah, so again, what we say is if your goal is you want to improve your production value, you want to kind of up your game, but you don't want to add crew for corporate work, you're doing talking head interviews, you want to do documentaries, we've actually done some product and tabletop type of work. It works great for that. One of the things that it does is the very smooth and consistent movement, which is really hard to do for a long period of time for really any operator. This actually delivers the goods on that.
Very good. And what's the price point going to be on this?
So we're selling it as a complete kit. It includes the one-man crew, the heavy load tilt head. This is actually supports, the whole system supports up to 20-pound camera. It will come with a soft case and the power for $1,495.
Very good. And when will this be available?
This can be shipping in June.
Very good. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Subscribe to NextWaveDV, where filmmakers get educated.